Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show and podcast. We are live Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com, w4wn.com, and my YouTube channel. And today we continue talking about the emotion manifestation connection to really create all that your desire and all the dreams. It's about learning how your emotions affect your manifesting ability. And so today we're going to continue to talk about how the emotional blocks can keep you from manifesting your goals. And we're going to talk about practical, empowering tools that will help you shift your emotional state and magnetize your desires. So get ready for an informative and transformational episode. And thank you for being here. I'm your host, Nancy Deutsch, licensed clinical social worker, certified hypnotherapist, and intuitive business expert. And I combine my counseling, coaching, and intuitive abilities to transform lives. And this show is not a replacement for therapy or counseling. It is for educational purposes only. So first, I'm going to review a little bit about what we talked about last week. So when you're manifesting, you're not only working on focusing on the beliefs that you're holding. Now, beliefs are really, really important. But the key guide for you is to be tuning into what you're feeling about the manifestations you want, the manifestations you're working on creating in your life. And your feelings are your guidelines. So if you have any feelings of fear or anger or frustration, and we were talking about grief and guilt and shame, now, any of those emotions can keep you from the manifestations you desire. So it's really important to really be tuned into yourself when you're working on a specific manifestation. So let's talk about last week. Let me just go over what we were talking about. But before I do that, I'm going to give you my Psych 101 so we're all on the same page. And you have your conscious mind, and your conscious mind you get to decide what it is you want to manifest. So in your mind's eye, you have an idea of what you want to manifest. And that is the part of you that empowers you to create and create what you want and create something different. However, your subconscious mind is the part of you that from the moment you were conceived to present time has recorded every moment that you've been alive. And what happens is if your subconscious mind is not tuned in to the proper frequency of the manifestation, which are the higher emotions. So when you're working on manifesting, the emotions that are in alignment with your manifestations are you feel peaceful about it, or perhaps you feel joy or excitement or gratitude. I want you all to think of something that you want to manifest and imagine feeling the gratitude that it's already happened. That is what happens when you're in alignment on an emotional level. And those manifestations are crucial in keys in being able to bring your manifestations into form and to achieve your goals. So that's your subconscious mind. And then you have your superconscious mind, which I call the higher aspects of ourself, our higher self, this wise, unconditionally loving part of us, our soul, that core energy essence of who we are that actually guides you to the manifestations for your highest and greatest good. And that's what you want to be in alignment. You want to be in alignment with your soul's calling for you. And then to really being connected and knowing that the angels, your guides, your ancestors, the beings of light, the universe, God, Goddess, whatever you want to call it, is on your side. And that there's an alignment of the conscious, the subconscious, and the superconscious minds. And you're focusing on the feelings. You're feeling that feeling, and boom, the manifestation can occur. Now, also there's divine timing. And just briefly, divine timing is that you may be in that alignment and that manifestation may be on its way to you, but there may be some pieces of the puzzle that need to fall into place before the manifestation occurs. So there's a divine timing piece to your manifestations and your goals. Now, last week we talked about blocks, the blocks that would keep you from being aligned. So, for example, blocks that could keep you being aligned is, we talked about that fear of rejection or fear of failure, even fear of success last week. And again, if any of you have any questions, please feel free to write them in, type them into the chat. Let me know if there's anything that you want to know about anything that I've said or things that you may have been thinking about or any comments. I always like to hear what you have to say. So you may have those fears, and remember, today I really want to get to ways and tools to help you clear these fears. And then one of the other things I talked about last week was the guilt about receiving more or earning more. And if you have any guilt or you have any shame about not feeling worthy and deserving, and we're going to go deeper into that. If there's any guilt or shame, that can keep you from your manifestation. And then even grief and anger and frustration and disappointment. So if you have grief or anger or frustration about past disappointments, things that you really thought you were going to accomplish and then it didn't happen, or you ended up feeling like you were a failure, and those energies, those old energies, need to be cleared so that you can be in the alignment to move forward and manifest what it is you're moving towards. Really important, really essential. So, and all of that needs to be cleared from the subconscious mind. All the limiting beliefs, all the emotions, everything that would keep you from the manifestation. So, another pattern that I didn't get to last week, but I kind of mentioned today, is that feeling of not feeling worthy or deserving or not good enough. And I want you to know, as human beings, most of us feel that not good enough. And not good enough is an emotion that is, everyone has it. And when you're working on manifesting something that you really want in your life, It's really important for you to clear that feeling of not feeling worthy, not feeling deserving, not feeling good enough of being able to attain the goal, to reach the goal, to have the goal or the manifestation. And it's really crucial and really important for you to clear your energy in order for that manifestation to occur. So, and if you have thoughts like, who am I to have this? And let's say you're working on having that successful business, successful holistic business. Let's say you're working on having that financial success or that loving relationship or health, and you just don't believe that you deserve to have it or that you're worthy of it. Those beliefs, and you may not be totally conscious, those beliefs can creep up into your subconscious mind. And so it's about clearing those energies so that you can then be free to allow yourself to be in that alignment and manifest what you desire. And you may have emotions or subconscious beliefs like, I'm not ready yet. I don't know if I may be capable, not a very, I've had clients like Thelma had this vision in her mind of what she wanted to accomplish, this project. And she was like, I'm not sure I'm ready. And I'm not sure I can do it. I'm not sure I'm capable of handling the success that I really want. And so there may be a capable issue. Again, that underneath it can come back to not feeling worthy or deserving. So all of those need to be cleared. And maybe you feel like you need to have something or do something or have another training or credential and all of those are the ego's ways that block you from being able to have the truth of what you really want and really desire. So where would these come from? Well, they come from your childhood and childhood patterning from parents or caretakers, or it could come from even like school or extended family. Anything can be what keeps you from that ability to be able to be in that alignment. So that's really important for you to clear. And anytime that you felt judged or shamed, that could lead to those low feelings of not feeling worthy or good enough or deserving. Anytime you were judged or shamed or criticized, most of us, I think a lot of us, I'm not going to say maybe many of us, grew up in families where you felt criticized by your caretakers, criticized by your parents, criticized by your siblings. Criticism can run deep and it can affect how you feel about yourself, and that will affect you. And you may have also taken on the belief that it wasn't, and I talked about this too last week, it wasn't safe to have what you want. And you needed to shut maybe your power down and stay small. As women, don't make waves. And many women have the belief you have to stay small. Don't outshine your family, like your father. Don't outshine. And I will share with you that I had to work really hard on being able to clear the belief of the loyalty to my father so that I wouldn't outshine him. And so I kept myself small and hidden and not wanting to people to know who I am. And I had to work really hard and for a while on being able to feel free, still working on it, to allow myself to keep growing and expanding into the next level and the next level and the next level of growth, of personal growth, spiritual growth, business growth, all of it. And I'm wondering if maybe you have that too. And back to Thelma, so she wasn't feeling capable or good enough or worthy. And so we worked on healing those parts of her that didn't feel that. And what happened was, as she started clearing those old beliefs, old patterns, old emotions that no longer served her, she started moving forward in her life, in her business, on her projects. She started allowing herself to shine and shine brightly and know that and trust herself that she can handle it and that she can get the support that she needs and to be able to keep on growing so that she can keep growing and going. Anastasia says, guess we all have days we feel like that. Yeah, Anastasia, I feel like definitely. You know what? It's part of being human too, to have that not good enough and know that it's not who you are. It's not who any of you are. It's old programming, old beliefs. So if you ever feel like you're not worthy or not deserving, and here's the thing, and I also want to remind you that when you have a goal, and I've used this example before, but this is an important example. If you imagine that your goal or your manifestation is a target, like imagine a bullseye, and the goal and the manifestation is at the center of the target. And that's what your conscious mind is saying. This is what I want to create. And your conscious mind and your super conscious mind are in alignment because you've gotten connected with your soul's calling. Because that's what you want to manifest from the soul, your soul's calling, not your ego. And so you've gotten clear. And then what happens is this is what you want. This is what your soul wants for you. So whether it's your business and having a successful business, financial gains, that health that you've been seeking, the loving relationship, whatever it is you want in your life, and you focus, and then what happens? Imagine that there's like a spoke or like that. For those of you who are listening, that your subconscious mind is going totally to, like, if you imagine that you are going straight ahead towards your goal and you're working on it, and your subconscious mind is going all the way to the left. You're not in alignment. There's a disconnect there. And so it's really going to be important to keep clearing the emotions, the beliefs, the parts of you that are going all the way to the left. And that's in your subconscious mind. And you may not be totally conscious of those aspects. And so it's about working and clearing every step. So if there's days you wake up and you're not feeling it and you really want to manifest, then it's important to use some kind of clearing tools. And I'm going to get to those very shortly. So, and what happens is when Misty asks, how can we get back into alignment when we realize we are off? Okay, I am definitely going to be answering that, Misty, very shortly. So I just want to do another little piece and then I will get to that, answer your question. Okay. So what happens is when you're in that place where you're going, your subconscious mind is going to the left and you're focused on the goal straight ahead. And what happens is you'll sabotage yourself. And you may not even realize you're sabotaging yourself. And so you don't say yes, what you need to say yes to, or you don't say no, what you need to say no to. And you don't follow those intuitive nudges, those little guidelines, because the intuition may not be a loud booming voice like say, do this. The intuition can be a very, do this, make that call, take that action. It's that still small voice. How many of you have heard the still small voice? And it's learning to follow those nudges, but it's important that you clear the energy that would keep you from following the nudges. And also, how are you showing up energetically? How are you showing up? Are you in alignment with your goal or are you out of alignment? So, all right. So we're going to be talking. I want to talk a little bit about something that I have coming up, a free virtual workshop, and then we're going to go into the alignment. We're going to answer Misty's question. So for all of you who are women, who are coaches or healers or therapists, nurses, holistic professionals and practitioners, I'm doing a free virtual workshop on June 10th, 11th, and 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And this workshop is called Passion, Purpose, and Profit, a proven plan for holistic business success. And we're going to go deeper into what I'm talking about today. And you'll learn how to consistently attract your ideal clients. So learning what is it that you need to do and how can you be in alignment to attract the clients that you want, your ideal clients, so that you say, yay, I love the people I work with. And we are also going to be clearing, you're going to learn about how to clear your money blocks. First, you're going to learn what those money blocks are, and then create a profitable business plan, get into action, and learn how to confidently market and monetize your gifts into one program. And so we're going to go deeper into all of that. So, Rebel, can you put the link into the chat and also at the top? It's inspiredandempoweredliving.com, the name of the show.com /workshop. Again, inspiredandempoweredliving.com /workshop. So click the link in the chat, and also will be and you can always go to the the site, which is inspiredandempoweredliving.com/workshop. Okay. So I look forward to having you join me in a couple of weeks. All right. So, okay. So let's get back to Misty's question. And I know a question came in from Mickey, so I see your question, Mickey. We'll get to that too. So Misty's question again is, how can we get back to alignment when we realize we are off? So you can get back into alignment. You can get back into alignment when you use tools that will clear your energy. So I know in the past I've talked about journaling and writing. One of the tools I've suggested in the past is called The Morning Pages by Julia Cameron. And she talked about it in this book called The Artist's Way. So you get up in the morning, and if you're feeling like off or you're not sure, and you just write for 3 pages to help you get back into alignment. Now, if you are, and the other thing that I would do is once you're in alignment, then I would actually put at the top of the page the manifestation you want to create, because you want to make sure that there are no hidden subconscious beliefs or emotions that you're not aware of. And so it's learning to be a detective for yourself to help you move towards that manifestation. And so that's one of the things that you can do to help you focus and get back in alignment. Another one is an emotional awareness practice. So it's going to be really important for you to become really aware of what you're feeling, especially when there's a goal in your mind. It's during the day. And, sometimes you're in the middle of doing something and you may be really focused, and then you have little breaks in between. So it's during those breaks that you tune into yourself and you ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What am I feeling right now? And you can even ask, where is this emotion in my body? And when you get in touch with the emotion in your body, it can help tune you in. Sometimes you may ask, where is the emotion in my body, which will lead you to uncover the emotion. So emotions like grief or sadness, you may feel in your throat. You may feel it in your heart. You may feel it around your eyes. Or guilt or shame. If you feel like you're getting small and there's this energy, or that feeling of not feeling worthy or deserving or good enough, then you have shrunk, so to speak. And that may be the energy of shame that's coming up. So it's really important to get in touch with what's going on in your body, and that your body can be a beautiful tool to kind of really help you if you're in alignment or not. Now, and then you can ask yourself, what does it need from me? What does the emotion need? Now, you may not get the answer. You may need to maybe take some action. Another thing that you can do is you want to move the energy. You want to move the energy, like writing is one of the ways, but you may want to dance it out, move it out. When I have clients that maybe they're feeling anger, or maybe they're feeling fear. And I say to them, when you go to the gym, breathe and focus that you're releasing the anger, or breathe and focus and you're releasing the fear. And so you want to move your body to help you get back into that alignment. That's one of the really important tools that you can use. Music is a powerful way to shift your energy because it goes beyond the conscious mind right into the subconscious mind. I mean, if you notice that there are times when maybe you're feeling sad or a little bit down and you put a sad song on, or even if you're feeling good and you put a sad song and you start feeling sad, what about if you're feeling that sadness and you put a peppy song, you put one that inspires you and it feels good, your inspirational song, or you dance it out and move your body. And that can help you release that energy. So another thing is that these are some of the things that can help you get back into alignment when you realize that you're off. And so I have some more tools, but I want to get to Mickey's question. How do you know which path to take if you come to a crossroad? So, Mickey, if you come to a crossroad and you're not sure what path to take, what I'm going to support you in is you first want to get back into alignment. You want to move your energy. So you want to shift your energy so that you are in a place of back in alignment, so that you're feeling more peaceful or more connected or more joyful. And then what I do is I am always asking, what's for my highest good? So if you're at a crossroads and you're not sure what path to take, call in your guides or angels or higher self, or call in higher power or God or whatever you want to call it. Or if you have guides that you work with, or call in your higher self, that wise, unconditionally loving part of you, and ask. So let's say there's one path this way and one path that way, one path to the left, one path to the right. And ask, which path is for my highest good? Which path is the path that's going to bring me? And you want to come back to the feelings. When you're manifesting, you want to move towards those feelings of joy or passion or love or gratitude or excitement. Which path will bring me the most joy? So think about what you want to manifest and what's the feeling. Let's say it's the feeling of wanting more peace. Underneath the manifestation, the feeling is peace. So you can ask yourself, which path will bring me the most peace that is for my highest good? Which path will bring me the most joy? Which path will bring me the most freedom? Like a lot of times with abundance or finances or safety or security. You can ask the questions in that way. So let me know, Mickey, if that helped. And also, Misty, let me know if that helped with the alignment. I'm going to do a few more tools to help you get back into alignment. So let me know, both of you, if that was helpful and that it helps you to get clarity on the questions that you asked. So another way to get into alignment, I talk about something called the emotion code? Mickey says, I think it was. Okay. So, and Mickey, you could try it. Let me know. Like if you're at a crossroads, you or whoever else is listening, because Mickey, you're asking for a lot of people. I'm sure you're not. You're not the only one at a crossroads, especially when we're in transition. We're at crossroads. So thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Misty, for being the voice of many, the voices, and Anastasia. All of those who ask the questions, I want you to know that I appreciate your questions because I know that your questions are questions that many have. So thank you for asking them. And Misty says, yes, thank you. Good. Okay. So, yeah, definitely you want to be in that alignment. So one of the ways, Anastasia says, I appreciate you doing this show. Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. I really do. Yeah. So just want you to know. Anyway, so another thing is it's called, let's put it this way. I didn't create it. It's called emotional freedom technique. It's called tapping. And what you do, for those of you who are seeing me, you can watch it. I'll describe it as I'm doing it. So even though they actually have chops on the side of the palm, there's this point, but I don't even use that point a lot of times. If you're noticing that you're not in alignment, you can do something like you're going to be tapping right above, like right in between your eyebrows, right in that place. You tap and you say, I'm not feeling aligned. I'm not feeling good today. I'm having a challenge right now. And then you're going to go on the side, like your temples, and you tap on your temples. Then you tap below your eyes, right? Right above your cheekbones. And then you could tap right underneath your nose. And then you tap right on your chin, or like right above, right below your lips, your bottom lip. And you tap through and you just talk. One of my coaches taught me that. You just talk through the whatever's coming up for you. I'm not feeling in alignment right now. I don't know how to get back into alignment. And what happens is EFT, the magic of EFT is these are points along your meridians that when you tap on them, they can bring you back into alignment. They can help you come back. It actually calms your nervous system. Now, some people like tapping EFT, some people don't. But I want to give you tools, options, possibilities. So tapping is another one that you can do to help you to move through your emotions or beliefs so that you can get back into alignment to be able to manifest your desire. And then one of my favorites is breath work. I'm always talking about the breath because your breath you take anywhere and everywhere. And you don't have to pay anything. And if you're not feeling comfortable tapping in the moment, use your breath. Now, I'm going to give you an example that just happened. I actually had a doctor's appointment earlier today. And so I get to the doctor's appointment and I was rushing. I was rushing to make sure that I wasn't late. And so I get to the doctor, the office, and they call me in, and the nurse, what she does is they usually take your blood pressure and your pulse and your heart rate and all that. And I was going, she could hear me, and she goes, I'll give you some time to calm yourself down before I do your blood pressure. Because I've actually had times where I was rushing and they didn't give me the time and it was high. But my blood pressure, thank God, usually runs normal. So what I did was I was like, okay, let me use my breath to calm my body down because it calms your heart rate, calms your breathe. Like your breathing can put you back into a calmer, relaxed state when you do deeper breathing, belly breathing. And what I did was I used the breathing. And then she took my blood pressure and she goes, beautiful. So my breathing helped calm my body down. Now, any of you, if you're feeling anxious, or you're feeling fear or you're not in alignment, even anger, whatever it is, whatever emotion, try breathing through it. Using breath as your tool to release. Try breathing through it, and that can help you release it. So, and then, like I said, the dance and the movement, all of those are ways to get back into alignment. Because the bottom line is, it's about being in alignment for what you want to manifest in your life. So, Anastasia says, will you be doing a breathing example for us again soon? I'll tell you what, Anastasia. I will do a breathing exercise next week because I'm going to be starting to end the show now. So stay tuned next week for any of you who want to learn more about how to breathe to help you to calm down. You definitely want to join us next week. And join me for my workshop, Passion, Purpose, and Profit, a proven plan for holistic business success. And you can go to inspiredandempoweredliving.com/workshop. It's a free virtual workshop for women, holistic professionals, and practitioners. So join me. I'd love to have you. And if you want to know more about all of what I've been talking about, or really how to grow your business and get success, join me for the workshop. Again, inspiredandempoweredliving.com/workshop. And also, the link is in the chat. And you can find the link. You'll find the links. I'll make sure that they're on my Facebook pages and all of the channels that I have, my YouTube. And that way, or the link will be in the bio, in my link tree. So be on the lookout. And I really want to, again, you can manifest. You have the ability to manifest. And your job is to clear anything that keeps you from the alignment of your goals so that you have that goal. You're going towards the bullseye and clearing anything that would keep you from that bullseye. And no, you can do it. And today we talked about all different tools to clear anything that would keep you out of alignment, any emotions or beliefs. So definitely, we will definitely be continuing to have you get more inspired and empowered for a thriving business and life next week. And I wish you all an inspired and empowered week and day and evening. Have a great one, everybody. Bye for now.